Good morning, true crime friends. How y'all doing? Listen, there's a new case out here that has caught my attention, and I'm like, wait. How long has this case been going on? I really need to talk about it. But first, you know what you need to do. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. That helps other people find us. Also, find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. Okay, so look. There's this doctor down there in Hawaii, Dr. Gerhardt Konig. That's an unusual name. Anyway, he tried to unfortunately unalive his wife. Now listen, people try to unfortunately unalive their spouses all the time. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's something that happens. But I'm like, this dude is bad at crime. And thank goodness. Let me give you a little bit of background, right? So Dr. Konig is real super duper smart. Like he has a doctorate in one thing and then a doctorate in something else. And then he became an anesthesiologist, right? And he was living over there in Pennsylvania. He married his first lady and then he had 2 kids and they were like, oh, we living happily ever after. But after a while, she was like, no, thank you. And then they got divorced. I don't know all the details that they're divorced, but they got divorced. Then he was single for like a hot minute. And then he married this other lady, Ariella, something, Ari. Anyway. So he marries Ari, and she's 10 years younger than him. And I'm like, oh, a May-December romance. That's real nice. But sometimes I'm like, when there's a big age gap like that, is it because he needs to be more powerful than his partner? Unclear. I just made that up. I don't know if that's really actually his situation, but that seems like it may actually be the situation. So look, everybody in the neighborhood liked them, and they were like, they're nice. They have a loving family. Dr. Konig had 2 kids in his first marriage and 2 kids in his second marriage. Okay, he has 4 children. Ari has some bonus kids. This is really lovely. And then, like 3 or 4 months ago, Dr. Konig was like, girl, I think you cheating. And she was like, what? Me? Huh? What? Now, sometimes people think that because they're actually cheating and they just projecting that onto you. Sometimes you actually cheating and you may have got caught. Or maybe he was just crazy. It is unclear. And he was just like, okay, I'm real mad at you because I think you cheating on me, but we should probably try and smooth over our marriage. And I was like, okay. And so Dr. Konig got a new job in Hawaii. Oh. I might forgive a lot. My husband came in here right now and was like, baby, I got a new job in Hawaii. I'd be like, bye, y'all. We going to Hawaii. I love Hawaii. Beautiful, right? So they moved to Hawaii. They buy like $1 million house. They're living a nice life. They have a lovely housekeeper, 2 little kids. Everything is going real good, right? But Dr. Konig, he was slightly unhinged. Now, I'm not saying he's ticklish of the brain because it is not my place to diagnose people with like mental illness or other craziness, a sort of craziness. But I get the feeling something was not going right up there, right? So he was like, Ari, hey girl, hey, listen, I know we have these 2 beautiful kids. Me and you have been having trouble lately. We've been in marriage counseling and all the things. I know what let's do. Let's go on a hike. And she was like, why can't we just go for a walk in the park? And he was like, no. We live here in beautiful Hawaii. And so there's all kinds of cliffs and mountains and stuff like that. And we could go look and it's going to be real super duper pretty. You know what you should not do? Go near a cliff with somebody who don't like you that good. I'm just giving you life advice. In addition to true crime gossip here at the Gossip Room and Innuendo, you're going to get some good life advice. And that's part of it. So he's like, no. Let's go to this beautiful cliff. It's a nice overlook and me and you could go for a hike and it'll be like a renewal of our happiness and our marriage. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. But I mean, you know, I couldn't talk to her because I didn't know this was happening. So they go on a hike. Let me put you up on game. A walk is flat surface. A hike means there's like some terrain. You're going to be sweating. You might need them poles and some boots and stuff. Me personally, I prefer a walk. Why are you going to mess up a good walk with all that sweat? But anyway, so they over there on a hike and they get to this beautiful overlook and they're like, oh, this is wonderful. He's like, okay, let's stand together and take a selfie. So they get together and they take a selfie. And you know, she was thinking, this could be my 36th birthday selfie. I'm going to look so good on Instagram and maybe on Facebook and other assorted like social media platforms. This is real nice. And then she was like, okay, we done with the selfie. Can you move so that I can you back up? Can you back up a little bit? And he refused to move. Ruh-roh. That's how you know trouble about to be afoot, right? And so she was like, Gerhardt, whatever his name is, I need you, can you just back up a little bit? And he refused to back up. You in danger, girl. But I suspect she already knew that. And so he started trying to throw her off the cliff. Now listen, This is shocking. It would be more shocking if there had not been other spouses who had done the same thing. This has happened kind of a lot. If you're a true crime fan, don't go on a hike near a cliff. I don't care how well you like the person. Is it your mama? Is it your dog? Is it your neighbor? Whatever. Don't go on hikes near cliffs because that's where a lot of true crime happens. That's the gospel according to Kathy. I don't have no facts or nothing, but you're not here for facts, F-A-C-T-S. You're here for facts, F-A-X, stuff I heard. So anyway, so he starts trying to push her off the cliff. And she was one smart cookie. She did the stop, drop, and roll. She just dropped to the ground. It was like, let me cling here to the ground. And maybe that'll make it harder for him to throw me off a cliff. And so then he's reaching in his bag trying to get a syringe. He's an anesthesiologist. Yeah, sir. If you wanted to, listen, I'm not trying to give tips to unalivers. God knows I'm not. But if you're going to unfortunately unalive somebody and you happen to be an anesthesiologist, wouldn't it be easier just to anesthese them up at the house? I mean, she let her lay down and take a nap and then just, give her a little shot or something. She just don't wake up. Listen, again, I'm not trying to help unalivers, but this seemed like a real bad way to go. So they like scrapping on the ground back and forth or whatever. And this little Ari, she's a smart cookie too. She grabs the syringe and she throws it away. This sounds like a cartoon, doesn't it? I'm like, this is ridiculous. If you wrote this as a movie treatment, people would be like, this is too unrealistic. But then he's digging through his bag trying to find another syringe. Sir, you had a syringe and a backup syringe? Okay, I think that means this is premeditated. Plus, who walks around with filled syringes? That is crazy. Anyway, so he's like, these shots are not working real good. That's okay. So he just reached over and he's like, let me let nature be my guide. Oh, look, rocks, because we are on a mountain. And he didn't start trying to bonk her in the head. He started bonking her in the head with a rock, at least 10 blows. And she's screaming and she's scrapping on the ground and she's trying to get away from the edge of the cliff. This is what you need to understand. The last case we covered, Linda Sturmer, she drugged her husband, bonked him in the head with a skillet, set him on fire, ran him over with the car, and then tried to suffocate him. That is 5 manners of death. And then she pleaded oops in the first degree. She like, oh yeah, that was really, really an accident. She in prison now for life, so we don't have to worry about her. This dude tried to kill his wife with a hike, because who needs to be going on the big old hikes and stuff? That seems dangerous to me. He tried to unfortunately unalive her with a hike, a syringe, and a rock, and by throwing her off a cliff. Sarah, you are a horrible human being. Anyway, so he's busy bonkation her, bashing her on the head 10 times with a rock. And then these two ladies walk by, Amanda and Sarah, American heroes. Now listen, their last names have not been released, but Amanda and Sarah come strolling along. They also must have been, in the mood to unalive themselves, going on a big old hike up on a mountain. That sounds crazy. And she was like, help, help. He's trying to unfortunately unalive me. He got me here on the ground. I just threw away a syringe. You see him bonking me in the head. This is terrible. And so the two American heroes was just like, oh, what you're not going to do is try to unfortunately unalive a fellow woman up here in the mountains. It is beautiful. This is too beautiful a place for you to be trying to get rid of people. And so they jumped in the fight and they rescued Ari. And then the doctor ran away. Coward. What you gonna do? Try and overpower 3 women? I wish the women would have got the syringe and syringed him up. I don't know what was in it. Maybe it would have just made him sleepy. I don't know. But he ran away and they were like, okay, we're gonna call 911. Hello, 911. This dude done bunked this woman within an inch of her life. And so 911 came and they rescued her. And poor Ari was in a terrible situation, although she was treated and released. Did he not have like a strong bonking arm? Because it seemed like if you hit somebody in the head with a rock 10 times, that would at least knock them unconscious. She was still able to scream for help. Was it a small rock? I need more details about this crime. Anyway, so the doctor runs away and he calls one of his adult sons and he's like, hey son, hey, how you doing? Yeah, no, Hawaii is beautiful. Listen, I have a situation. And then someone's like, hey dad, what's going on? He's like, I just tried to unfortunately unalive Ari. Sir, you're not good at crime, and for that, I'm very grateful. But maybe you should not be confessing immediately on the heels of attempted boncation in the first degree, right? And so he drove away, and then Sarah and Amanda helped Ari get over to the hospital, and she gets treated. And then a few days later, she's in court, right? Because the doctor gets arrested, and he's sitting there looking all sad. Sir, we know what you did. It's witnesses and everything. We got the phone call. Nobody is going to be on your side. This is going to be a Lori Vallow Daybell situation where none of your relatives are sitting on your side supporting you. Although I don't know if court is like weddings where like you sit either behind the bride or the groom. You sit behind like the doer or the doee. I don't know how that works, but something tells me nobody's going to be sitting on his side of the courtroom because he's clearly a horrible human being. So he's standing up there just like, I plead not guilty to boncation in the first degree, sir. Sir, I know it's pro forma that you just plead not guilty, but it's a whole lot of evidence against you. And his wife, I hope she filed for divorce. Unclear. Nothing I read says she filed for divorce, although she should have. She was sitting there with a scarf on her head. How bad were the bonks? Not that I need to see her head. I really, really do not, because it's terrible. But the scarf was kind of cute. And she had like a little Band-Aid on her eyebrow and stuff. She had to go home to them 2 kids and be like, kids, daddy is gone. He's a horrible human being. He tried to bonk me. Anyway, so, she's like, Your Honor, I'm not safe. You see, he's crazy. He got crazy eyes. He tried to bonk me. That is still true. He's still horrible. And the judge was like, right. Okay, $5 million bail. So he was just like, oh, I don't have $5 million. So he's sitting in jail. Now he coming back to court saying he wants a reduced bail. What? Sir, what are you going to say happened? She slipped and oops. There's 2 sides to every story. What is the other side? You called your son and confessed. The other side of that mountain is what you was trying to get her over. Sir, you're horrible. But I'm following this case. Dr. Konig has gotten my attention. I'm sad that I can't go to Hawaii to watch the trial. Please, no, I don't even like watching trials in public. Like, where you have to go out and there's a whole bunch of people and you in elevators and you can hardly hear and stuff. I would rather sit here in my house with no foundation garments on and be nosy eating some smart food popcorn and drinking a soda, something like that. But if I had the chance, I would absolutely go to Hawaii and watch this case, because Hawaii. Anyway, we're going to keep a real close eye on this Dr. Konig. And good job, Sarah and Amanda, American heroes. And if you were on a hike, which I do not recommend because all that walking, oh, Jesus. If you see somebody getting assaulted, definitely call 911. Listen, pay attention to this trial. I will be following this case closely. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon. Bye.